Today we will be doing a technical analysis on ASTER USDT. I have a thing in my chart that I just want to acknowledge here. That is the old coin APX has actually become the coin ASTER. So there's a lot of hype involved. It's just merged. So let's see if we can spot some opportunities either long or short-sided. Let's get into the analysis. Let's just start by drawing in our market structure trend because that's what we always do. We have a higher high, higher low, higher low, and higher high. So the trend is up until it was proven otherwise right. But what we actually have done is we have made a change of character to the downside. So that means a momentum switch in the market. While we were creating higher highs and we expected higher lows for more higher highs, we flipped that momentum by making a lower low, and then our expectation order flow is now a lower high for new lower lows. Does this scenario have to be the case? Absolutely not, and I'll get into that in a second why, but it is something you have to watch out for because it can happen. The thing about this structure pool is it was actually a retail pennant. That makes it less exciting for me to actually look at this as valid structure and then to continue from there. Because maybe this retail pennant was made for to lure in a lot of buyers, creating a lot of liquidity below our pennant. And that also would have made it interesting to take out all of that liquidity. Market makers fill up orders, which they have done here. We can clearly see that in the chart. We'll get in more depth into that in a second. And that's when we can continue our move towards all-time highs. So already multiple scenarios we are watching and I am going to draw them in here. So market makers could have the opportunity to fill orders here. While I am going to draw in this range, I'm not going to go into the technicals in this range too much because that makes it really hard to understand. But we have a range low, a range high, our first deviation signaling that market makers could be stepping into the market because you're luring in buyers here. We're taking them out and then we're reclaiming the old low. Then we actually have another tap right here. And this caused us to grab extreme liquidity. As I always say, when you're moving sideways, you're consolidating to either move big in one direction or to the other one. It looked like the goal of this whole consolidation was to move price upwards. So we want to look for longs. So we want to continue our market structure because even though our high time frame could be this lower high for that lower low, if we can never get that break locally, we will just keep on pumping. So this is the whole pool you have to watch. And this is also your point of interest that you could be looking for longs. Wait for your momentum switch on the lower time frame and continue moving towards the upside. If we do fill right here, I do think we are going to go towards these levels down here. This part should have done its job by pushing us towards new highs. If it fails to do so, we are going to go lower. And this would also align with this scenario that we have just drawn in. So if we do not get the trend continuation from this block, then we could just see more downside coming from this supply here. To be really strong on this coin, we do not need to lose this level. We want to continue in our sideways movement here, fill up orders on the bottom, to continue moving upwards. But it's all not sunshine and glory. It's not always upside. So we have to watch this local scenario that we could move towards a new lower low as well. And that is what we're doing as traders. We're sketching in the scenarios that we would be watching. And if price does something with that scenario, we are not surprised by it. And we could take a trade based on our analysis. Then if we do start to continue from this demand, I do want to sketch in some targets because when you do go into price discovery, it's hard to know where to take profits. This tool is been back tested for a few years now and it's amazing for targets. So you can already see the Fibonacci levels, little insight from the cage. So the targets would be at 2.22, 2.3, and then 2.5. And this is also going to be the video on ASTER. I've drawn in all the possible scenarios on it. What could happen for potential upside, what could happen for potential downside, and how can we actually trade based on this information. We have our targets if we do start to pump through, and if none of the scenarios play out, they don't play out. Then I won't take any trades. But this was ASTER. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.